welcome back to my channel. So as you see, I'm in a different backdrop. I wanted to change it around a little bit because I don't know if I really like the first one that I had, but this is all for you guys, so whatever you guys like, just comment down below and let me know if you like the first one or this one a little bit better. Also for the look today, I created this. It is a smoky eye with a pop of color on the lip using all drugstore products as well as drugstore brushes. This look is very simple and very affordable. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Also give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot knowing you guys like my videos. And yeah, if you guys want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. The first thing I want to be doing is priming my face using the L'Oreal Paris Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. I've recently been loving this lately because usually with primers that make you look dewy, they have flecks of shimmer in it, and this does not, so I absolutely love it for that. For my foundation, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Paris 24 Hour Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Mine is in the shade 012 Shell Beige. And for the brush, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Buffing Brush. These two are a match made in heaven, and this foundation is amazing. I even like it better than my Makeup Forever HD foundation, which I never thought I'll say because that was hands down my favorite foundation. But lately, I've been loving this just because, first, I am dry, so this does not cling on any of my dry patches, which is super good. It doesn't feel drying on the skin, and it's super full coverage, and it just makes me look flawless. I don't know what about this it is, but it's amazing. For highlighting and concealing, I have two favorite drugstore ones, the Maybelline Fit Me in 15 Fair Clear, and then the Master Camouflage Concealer by Maybelline in 10 Fair Clear. I'm going to be using this one just because I always use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. For the brush, I accidentally grabbed the wrong brush. This one is the crown one, but I meant to grab the Real Techniques foundation brush, so you can go ahead and use that one. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette, the Vanilla and Banana shade with the Real Techniques setting brush. To set my foundation, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder. Mine is in the shade 110. 10. I have been loving this lately. It makes me look so flawless. For that, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques powder brush. Moving on to my eyes, I'm taking the Sony Kashuk Eye on Neutrals Matte Palette. You can find this at Target. I'm taking the orangey shade as my transition color with my Sony Kashuk 109 brush. This is just a big fluffy brush and it's putting that right into my crease. Going back into that Sony Kashuk palette, I'm taking that third shade from the second palette. It is a light brown with my Sony Kashuk 116 brush, which is a more denser, packed, fluffy brush. I'm putting that directly in my crease. Going to the last row and the first shade, I am taking it on my Eco Tools concealer brush. It's a flat brush. I'm packing this all over my lid. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous brown with some purple undertones in there. Now going into that black, which is the last shade in the palette, I'm going to go ahead and take that same brush again that we used earlier for the light brown. This time I'm packing this only on my outer corner. Once I pack that on, I'm going back in with the 109 Sony Kashuk Fluffy Brush and just making sure to blend any harsh lines out. And if you want to, you can just keep packing it on, blending, packing it on, blending. Going back in with the orange shade we used earlier for our transition color, I'm going to take that Sony Kashuk brush again and just blend any harsh lines out. Now going in with the third row, it is the first shade. It is a gorgeous maroon with some undertones of brown. I'm going to take that fluffy brush again and just put this a little bit above my crease to add some definition and just to make everything blend a little bit more seamlessly to kind of look like an ombre effect. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back into that purpley brown with that Eco Tools flat brush and just pack this on all over my lid again because it kind of got blended away. So yeah. Now for mascara, I'm going to add this before I add my falsies. And I have two from the drugstore that I just love. This is the NYX mascara. It's tinted. This one is brown, but you could definitely pick it up in black. And then I have the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic, which is my all-time favorite mascara for lengthening and spidery looking lashes. I'm going to be using that one today just because it is black and I'm using black lashes. For my lashes, I'm using the Ardell 33 in black. I just love these. And there you go. They're on. I just wish it was that easy, right? Going into the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette again, I'm going to be taking that second shade and just contouring my cheekbones. And for that, I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush. Just to make sure that it's nicely blended, I'm going to go back in with our foundation brush, which is the Real Techniques buffer brush, and just blend everything out. Going back into that NYX Pro Contour palette, I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques setting brush and taking that vanilla and banana shade again and just carving it out a little bit so it looks sharp. Then I'm going to go ahead and bronze my contour up using the Kardashian's Beauty Bronzer in Cabana Bronze. You can get this at Ulta with my Real Techniques powder brush. Going back into that Kashik palette, I'm going to be taking that last shade, and I'm going to be adding this to the middle of my lash line using that Kashik 116 brush that we used earlier for the black. And then I'm going to take the black and add it to the inner and outer corner, and then blend it out with the Kashik 109 brush. Now, I know some people would say that BH Cosmetics isn't drugstore because you can't find it in the drugstore, but it's super inexpensive and you can find this at Urban Outfitters. If you don't think this is drugstore, you could definitely use the NYX Blush in Terracotta. They have tons of blushes and this will go with that look as well. But for this, I'm going to be taking the BH Cosmetics 10 color blush palette and using the first shade from the second row with the Real Techniques blush brush. Going back into that NYX Pro Contour palette, I'm going to be taking the two shades on the end, which is the highlight shades, onto that Real Techniques setting brush that we used earlier. I forgot to show you guys this, but I used the black eyeshadow from that palette, and I just used the Kashik 105 brush, and I just dabbed this in my waterline. I'm going to line my lips using the NYX lip liner. This is in the shade Pale Pink, and I'm just going to line my lips with it. Going into the Maybelline matte lipstick, this is in the shade Mesmerizing Magenta, or I don't know how to pronounce that. This is the number 680, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous cranberry shade with some pink undertones in there. And believe it or not, I almost forgot to do my eyebrows. So there are two of my favorites from the drugstore, which is, of course, the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Blonde. But for today, since I always use that one, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I believe this is from Maybelline, but it kind of came off. So I will try to find it, and I'll link it down below. And then after, I'm going to be using the other side, which is a powder, just to kind of fill it in a little bit more. Also, if you guys want to see my brow routine, just comment down below and I'll be happy to do it for you guys. It's going to take forever to do my brows. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one off camera so it's a lot quicker. And there you go, all done. I'm going to sculpt them out using that same brush I used for the eyeliner and then that concealer we used earlier, just to sculpt them out a little bit so they look a little bit more sharp and cleaned up. Going in with a brow bone highlight with that Eco Tools brush again, I'm just taking them 2 colors in the first row and putting it as my brow bone highlight. I felt like I needed something in the inner corners, a little bit shimmery, so I'm going to be taking this NYX Prismatic eyeshadow. This is in the shade Frostbite, and I'm just taking my finger and putting it in my tear ducts. This shade is a gorgeous, 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 like a dusty blue with some gray and white undertones. I just love it. It's so fluorescent. And that is it for the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below and tell me what background you like better, this one or the first one. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't. That would mean a lot. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. And that is all I have to say. I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.